My Weird School Special, Book Number 5, Back to School, Weird Kids Rule. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Palott. Chapter 10. Miss Janey is brainy. Arlo was flat on his back with his eyes closed. "Somebody get the camp doctor," Miss Janey shouted. "Do you want me to give Arlo mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?" I asked. "I took a CPR class last year." "I don't think that will be necessary, Andrea," she said. In a few seconds, Arlo's eyes fluttered open. We all picked him up off the floor. "Dude, you were totally out," said Alexia. "You looked like you were dead, AJ," said Ryan. "It was cool." "I was having a dream," Arlo mumbled. "There were these penguins. They wanted me to come with them to Antarctica." "You'll be fine," said Miss Janey. "We need to get back to work. There are only a few days left before school starts, and we have so much to accomplish." "Let me get this straight," Arlo said. "This camp is sort of like school?" "Exactly," said Miss Janey. "You're going to have so much fun when we do the math Olympics and vocabulary volleyball and science challenge and social studies." "You gotta be kidding me," Arlo said. "I told you," said Michael. "They should call this place torture camp." "Well, I think back to school camp is a great idea," I said. "I love learning new things, and you can never be too prepared for school." "I agree," said Emily. "That's the spirit," said Miss Janey. "Let's get to work." For the rest of the morning, Miss Janey gave us reading drills and spelling drills and math drills and history drills and just about every other kind of drill you could think up. It was fun. She knows so much about every subject in the world. Miss Janey is brainy. The next day at camp was Crazy Clothes Day, where everybody had to dress up in silly clothes. I wore a pink baseball cap that had a little propeller on the top. We spent a lot of time doing math drills. The day after that was Purple Day, where everybody had to wear something purple. I wore a purple scarf, and we spent the whole day learning about geography and volcanoes and neat things like that. I was sad that the next day was going to be the last day of camp. I had learned a lot of things that would help me get good grades in school and go to Harvard and get a good job someday. "Tomorrow is opposite day," Miss Janey told us before our parents came to pick us up. "So be sure to think backward and do everything opposite tomorrow." The next day, everybody had on backward baseball caps, and they were walking backward and wearing their clothes inside out, and stuff like that. We learned lots of new things from Miss Janey. When I grow up, I hope I will be as smart as she is. At lunch, the other kids were complaining, as always. "I can't wait until the end of the day," Arlo said. "This place is horrible." "We work hard all year long," said Alexia. "I thought summer was our time to have fun." "We should bust out of this joint," said Michael. "We should get some spoons and use them to dig a tunnel to freedom. Then we could make a break for it. I saw that in a movie once." "Digging a tunnel would probably take all year," said Ryan. Camp is over in a few hours. What if we used serving spoons? Asked Michael. That's when a strange thought came into my brain. It was like in the cartoons when a light bulb appears over someone's head. Something was terribly wrong. What's the matter with you? Arlo asked me. Did somebody steal your encyclopedia? It's opposite day, I told him. So we're supposed to do everything the opposite of what we usually do, I said. That's the rule, right? Yeah, so, said Neil. Well, if we usually do schoolwork here, we have to do the opposite of schoolwork today. You're right, Andrea, said Emily. So we have to play ball, I told them. We have to run around outside and go crazy. Hey, Andrea's right for once in her life, Arlo shouted. In fact, I continued, if we follow the rules, it would be wrong to do schoolwork today at all. And as you know, I always follow the rules. Yeah, everybody shouted. After we finished lunch, we went over to the counselor's table to speak with Miss Janey. Are you kids ready to do some long division drills? She asked. No, we all yelled. We're not going to do any more drills today, I said. Why not? Asked Miss Janey. Because it's opposite day, I told her. So we have to do the opposite of what we usually do. Oh, I don't think you understand, said Miss Janey. Opposite day just means we do silly things like walk backward and wear baseball caps backward, and I wouldn't let her finish her sentence. No, I told her, we are supposed to do everything opposite. That's the rule. You don't understand, said Miss Janey. You mean I understand perfectly? I asked. If it was opposite day, everything had to be opposite. Miss Janey looked like she was getting mad. You do what I tell you to do, she said, pointing her finger at me. Yes, we do the exact opposite of what you tell us to do, I said, pointing my finger back at her. That's the rule. You can't do that, shouted Miss Janey. Oh, you mean it's perfectly fine for us to do that? I asked. Stop, shouted Miss Janey. Start? I shouted back. I guess the other kids in the lunchroom were watching us, because the next thing I knew, they were all stomping their feet and pounding on the tables and chanting, Opposite day, opposite day, opposite day. Come on, everybody, I shouted. Let's go play. Yeah. All the kids ran out of the lunchroom together. We spent the rest of the afternoon playing tag and kickball and hide and seek without any counselors. It was fun. The 10th reason why I love school. School is fun. Arlo is always saying he hates reading, he hates writing, he hates math, and he hates school. Arlo says he hates everything, but he never says how much fun we have at elementary school. Like the time our custodian, Miss Lazar, had to save Mr. Klutz's life by sticking a toilet bowl plunger on his bald head, or the time our computer teacher, Mrs. Yonkers, showed us the machine she invented that turns vegetables into junk food, or the time we made the largest pizza in the world with Mr. Tony, our after-school program director. Or the time our security guard officer Spence arrested all the teachers and put them in jail. Or the time we got to go on the time boat and we traveled back to the year 1776. I could go on and on. If I had been sitting home watching TV and playing video games, I wouldn't have seen any of these things. That's why I love going to school. It's fun. Chapter 11. A List of Lists. All in all, I really loved Camp Okatolikwe, so I added it to my list of things I love. Dressing up. Anything that's pink. Vanilla ice cream. Singing. Shopping. Making people happy. Getting compliments, especially from grown-ups. Getting straight A's on my report card. Dancing. William Shakespeare. Animals. They don't talk back and say mean things like boys. Reading dictionaries and encyclopedias. Going to school. Camp Okatolikwe. Well, that's the end of my list of reasons why I love school. Isn't making lists fun? I love making lists. Making lists is a great way to keep things organized, and that's really important if you want to become valedictorian and go to Harvard and get ahead in life. I like making lists so much. I made a list of my top 10 favorite lists. 1. My best friends. 2. My favorite crazy songs. 3. My favorite scarves. 4. My favorite Shakespeare plays. 5. My favorite things to do on a rainy day. 6. My favorite months of the year. 7. My least favorite months of the year. 8. The months of the year that I don't really care about one way or the other. 9. My favorite healthy snacks. 10. My favorite school subjects. It's so hard to pick because I love them all. Well, it looks like we reached the end of the book because we're running out of pages. I hope you liked it. I hope Bermuda doesn't get hit by another hurricane. I hope Harlow will mature in time for our wedding. I hope I learn how to like coffee when I'm a grown-up. I hope Harlow doesn't get gingivitis. I hope I become valedictorian and go to Harvard. I hope everyone compliments me on my back-to-school outfits. I hope Harlow will hold hands with me again. I hope I can go back to Okatolikwe next summer. I hope I can talk Harlow into playing with my Barbies. That will be easy.